Hello again, you're with Newsday. I'm Ashley Gillen. It is now 1 o'clock Australian Eastern Time. The former Prime Minister John Howard has told Anthony Albanese to get on with the job, accusing the Prime Minister of attempting to milk the Morrison ministry scandal. Live now to Trudy McIntosh. Trudy, these new comments are through in just the past hour. What's Mr Howard had to say?
Ash, this full interview will air tonight on Paul Murray Live, but we can bring you the first comments here from the former Prime Minister. He says that Anthony Albanese should be getting on with the job rather than continuing to examine this Morrison ministry scandal. He argues that what Mr Morrison did was wrong, but the best course of action after the Solicitor-General's advice is to fix that loophole and prevent it from happening again. He's lashed the call to have another inquiry to look into this. The Cabinet has decided that it wants to have one. We're still waiting the details on exactly who will chair the inquiry and the full terms of reference. Former Prime Minister Scott Morrison has indicated he's willing to comply with a genuine process, but a question mark over whether he would be willing to cooperate with this specific inquiry, given we don't know the details. Here's these comments, though, from former Prime Minister Howard.
I think Mr Albanese is being very unbalanced in his response. I mean, the idea that you'll have some kind of further inquiry, but banging on, I mean, 9 days of squeezing the lemon on a mistake, a political error. I just say to the new Prime Minister, you know, he's a political opponent of mine, but I don't have any personal hostility to him. Get on with it.
Now, as for the more immediate political consequences, we know that senior members of Labor, including Richard Marles, believe they should be severe. An interesting development today, though, about what's going to happen when Parliament returns. The Greens had been pushing for Scott Morrison to be referred to Parliament's Powerful Privileges Committee because he misled Parliament. Well, that has been rejected by the Labor Speaker, Milton Dick. He has found that there isn't enough evidence that has been presented to him to make this claim that Mr Morrison deliberately misled Parliament. This is interesting in a political context where a Labor Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, has declared publicly that Mr Morrison misled the Parliament by not ever informing them of these changes to the portfolio responsibilities. I'm told, though, that the reason why this was knocked back by the Speaker was a lack of evidence presented by the Greens, that he doesn't have time to be searching through the Hansard himself, and the Greens should have provided more evidence. They'll be speaking as spokesman for the Greens later this hour on this whole saga. They want to see more powers actually given to this new inquiry, Ash, so that it can compel someone like Scott Morrison to actually appear before the inquiry.
Yeah, there's certainly more to come, no doubt about that. Trudy, thank you. Well, for more from the former Prime Minister John Howard, make sure you tune in to Paul Murray Live. That's at 8 p.m. tonight for that full interview on Sky News.